Super cool. We are live. Welcome to the Explorer's Guide to Everything Dungeons and Dragons stream. It's Saturday night, which can only mean we are streaming Call of the Netherdeep, a wonderful critical role based module that we have gotten almost to chapter 5 in. There's been quite the adventure so far between all of you, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, everything has been great. Nothing has happened at all.
So before we fully begin, due to the length of time we've been playing, I do want to just quickly give an overworld recap of the overarching lore that has created the situations you've all found yourselves in thus far. As your characters, already know, an eon ago, a great war was fought on the planet of Exandria, a war between two forces of extreme power, the first being known as the Prime Deities, and the second being known as the Betrayer Gods, their brothers and sisters. Their ideological differences were based on the fact that the Prime Deities wished to give pieces of themselves, some of their magic, some of their life force and power, to these lesser beings that they've created and grown to love, while the Betrayer Gods saw the pain, the strife, the short lives and endless torment that they believed were begotten to these creatures, and wished to return the world to the elemental forces from which it was born and leave that place to start anew. That war was so great and the losses so immense that when it was finished, the victorious, yet barely alive Prime Deities removed themselves and their power from Exandria, created an impassable force field around the planet called the Divine Gate, preventing any god, Prime Deity, or Betrayer from directly interacting with that plane of existence ever again. During that war, a lowly human male, unlucky enough to be born under the full ruidous red moon at the stroke of midnight, became a champion of not one, but 3 Prime Deities, each giving a portion of their great power to him through an amulet known as the Jewel of 3 Prayers. And it was this individual who was responsible for stopping the final onslaught, and with great sacrifice, bought enough time for the Prime Deities to seal the Divine Gate and end the calamity once and for all. However, cursed as this individual was, maybe by birth or by circumstance, his war never ended. Trapped somewhere deep beneath the crusts of the earth in a flooded chamber where a city used to stand, a grand city built by high elves themselves, now nothing but ruins beneath fathoms of dark water, he remained undying. He remained trapped. And it is this individual who reached out to you all in a small cave in a small town during a little party where people were invited to take place in revelry and competitions such as pie eating, swimming, and harvesting. Yet, in that cave, yourselves and another group of adventurers, once rivals, now friends, were visited in a vision after finding this jewel by the Elixian, begging you for help, asking you for release. Taking his words seriously, you began the journey, each of you for your own purposes and the shared purpose of freeing this individual, made your way to the city of Bazixon, found your way through the ancient temples known as Betrayer's Rise, finding out more information along the way, not only about the Betrayer gods and the Elixian, but the crystalline ruidium substance, the cursed magical crystals, deep red and glowing, that are being fought over by separate entities on a continent across the world. This terrible substance embedded itself within the hands of Rengoku, into his body, and cursed him as well, simultaneously giving him the ability to breathe underwater, as well as the ability to hear the Elixian's words if he was close enough and underwater as well. Keeping a ruidium dagger around her neck safely, Farron was able to also receive a portion of that power. She no longer needs to breathe when she is surrounded by water. Finding themselves in the ancient desert city of Ankarel, the jewel of the desert, on the continent of Marquette on the other side of the planet, they met friends and foes from two opposing organizations, both trying to wrest control over the power that resides within the ruidium, for its crystalline structure, powdered, is an incredible magical item, replacing diamond dust in spellcasting, capable of infusing itself into materials and warping the very fabric of reality itself if a user knows what to do with it. On their way to the largest library of the Cobalt Soul that the world has ever known, the crew was distracted by a very old enemy of a new friend. Heathcliff wasn't sure if he was being followed or what purpose his necromantic cult had in this city, and boldly following them, going on the offense into the sewers beneath Ankarel, the crew was faced with a demigod, Velsharoon himself, raised as a mummy lord, attempting to absorb enough souls to gain the power of ascension. Most specifically, the soul of Heathcliff. They fought valiantly together, and barely surviving, they were able to open a portal with the help of Heathcliff's old friend Nemec Gloom, Farron quickly inscribing the seal of the Moonweaver on his forehead to protect his soul from whatever Velsharoon's plans were, and they all jumped through that portal to safety, while Velsharoon absorbed all of the death around him and began to become something more. Most of them landed safely through this portal onto another place. Some of them, unharmed, were changed irreparably. And they all found themselves in the Feywilds. During their time here, they were able to meet a celestial being known as Pipsqueak. It is a dog, and it has been assigned to Farron for purposes still fully unknown. It was also revealed that Rengoku, in a desperate attempt to gain enough physical power to prevent his friends from being so hurt or brought so close to death ever again, made an unscrupulous pact with the Queen of Air and Darkness, a being of the Feywild, a queen of a court so feared, so reviled, that her name and the names of her courtesans have been struck from all of history. She is simply known as the Queen of Air and Darkness now. Traveling through the Feywilds, they happened upon a place that seemed more peaceful than the rest. Of course, the Feywild may be beautiful, but it's equally dangerous. In this hollowed-out oak tree that has become the homestead of the spirit of a high elf named Gratian Hallowkeeper, the creator of ECU, and the father of Felix Hallowkeeper, the soul that resides within the suit. Farron was able to catch up with her brother Quibellus, tethered here as if through a elastic snap in time. Through his travels in that realm, he was able to not only give them some information, but some items to help them on the rest of their journey. They decided to head north. The closest path towards the Summer Court, where Queen Tatiana is known for her kindness and beauty and would be told to help them if she could. It was a whimsical journey. In fact, it involved vines that were also snakes that they swung upon for quite a while joyously. They ended up on the banks of a river covered in lily pads, expanding ever northward, populated by naiads, water spirits, as well as giant frogs. The naiads attempted to pull everyone down to the depths below, and only partially successful, because the Feywild, as ECU likes to say, fucking sucks. Everyone except for Farron, who never seemed to join them from the snake swings in the first place, ended up deep underground, close to the Unseelie Court in the caverns below the Feywild known as the Feydark, where they not only faced a giant spider, a brood mother, and her phase spider offspring, but Nethiola's old enemy, the Oni, that survived the attack with Velsharoon, nearly killed ECU, and was able to form itself into a gas that permeated this plane of existence and went back to the Feywild where it was waiting. Now finally defeated with an arrow to the head before it was able to escape again, and one final twist to ensure its death, the Oni is no more, and the four of them find themselves traversing the caverns below towards the only light they see in the distance, a glowing white castle structure with a red heart. We're going to start our evening by catching up with Farron. Farron the Pallid Elf, when you were swinging with Pipsqueak, at some point, instead of the snakes simply producing you behind your friends, they slowly turned you and Pipsqueak towards the left and threw you into a mushroom. The mushroom opened up and swallowed both of you, and when you came out of the bottom, you found yourselves standing before the very queen herself, Queen Tatiana, in the Summer Court alone, holding a orb that she is staring into. Behind her, a massive glass sphere with the crystalline heart of the forest flower within. And Pipsqueak starts to bark excitedly, running around her feet as if she knows her. And the Queen of the Summer Court would look at you, Farron. I've always wanted to meet a Pallid Elf, the newest of our spirit kin.
Can I do a history check or an arcana check real quick?
With advantage.
Okay. They're both +2. The first one's going to be a dirty 20. I did arcana.
Okay.
And then the second one is going to be garbage. A dirty 20.
All right. On a dirty 20, what are you trying to discern?
And I know that I'm Fey touched lineage wise, but how, like, what's the reception? Like, what is the arcane connection?
All elves are born from a singular god's will. Pallid elves are the newest elves to appear in Exandria, only appearing after the calamity. You would know from the records of your people that the elves who remain in the Feywild, especially the Archfey, which are high elves that have been granted excessive power due to many factors, notwithstanding the fact that they decided to stay in the Feywild very early on and have been here for so long. They are to you a distant cousin.
Okay. Um, and I am by myself. I'm gonna look at Pipsqueak and be like, "Why did you bring me? What is happening? Why am I here?
You said you wanted to come here.
Why am I the only one here?
Oh, everyone else is out doing stuff.
Doing what?"
I don't know, stuff. And then Pipsqueak sort of sniffs the air.
Okay.
Looks like most of them have been missing for like... Oof. Well, Oberon's smell is completely gone. Everyone else is really fading, so a little while.
Okay. Okay. I'm just like kind of like pushing down like the panic attack that is inevitably going to happen at some point.
Tatiana responds to you in your mind the same way that Pipsqueak is speaking. The rest of my court is on assignment. You could have simply asked me.
Shit. And I'll just say this out loud. Apologies, my queen. I was not aware that you also shared a mind connection. And I'm gonna do like a very kind of like stiff, like quarter bow.
That's very kind of you, but unnecessary, Farron. Please, make yourself comfortable. I would like you to enjoy the show with me.
Like, ballet or something?
Come, come. And she gestures for you to join her in peering into the orb.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I go over and I'm going to look into the orb.
It's like looking into a window from a top-down view of your friends. First, fighting what are generally known to be very kind water spirits or nymphs, followed by your friends opening up a 300-foot chasm in the water and forcing themselves accidentally into the Fey Dark. At that point, the queen would look up at you with like an entertained smile, like she's watching a sitcom. Do you usually keep such goofy, entertaining little friends? Look at them. This is great.
It is an acquired taste.
We're gonna need some snacks. She snaps her fingers 2 times, and a page, very nervously, half bowed, she comes sort of scurrying out from behind one of the main pillars with hors d'oeuvres in her hand. She is young and exceptionally beautiful. Thank you, Natasha. That's all. Please. I know they say not to eat in the Feywild, but you're in my court, and you're of my blood. If you're hungry, I implore you to enjoy this. And the hors d'oeuvres are mostly fruits and berries, but more ripe and delicious than any you would ever find on the material plane.
Thank you. I suppose it goes without saying that I am more than mildly uncomfortable with what's happening.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're uncomfortable now, look, they're about to fight a face spider. It's going to be hilarious.
Okay. Why am I here and they are not?
Oh, excuse me. So you're here because you asked to be.
Did
I think you're the only one who seems to figure it out. You can only get where you want to be here if you keep that place in your heart first. If you want to be in more than one place, well, it's whichever one your heart wants best. And you wanted to see me more than you wanted to hang out with them.
Yeah, because you are the answer to the way home.
Yeah, well, also, I would never let a filthy tiefling nor a representative of my sister anywhere near my court. In fact, I would rip their bones from their body and use them to hang up my dresses.
That is very gruesome, but I do appreciate it.
The horns make for great ornamentation.
I will relay that.
Also,
To
additionally, I'm not going to mention it, but the fact that the ECU unit, the Emergency Care Warforged, houses the spirit of one of the High Elves, which, sort of like my whole thing, they remain here when they pass. As far as I'm concerned, I would rip that from his chest and hold that in my court as a beautiful orb until it decided to either be reborn or to remain in the Feywild forever, as is the way of all Fey and all elves. Now the human, humans are just fun to play with. They're more like pets than anything else. Look, the spider phased out and he's still trying to hit it. The reason I brought you here, by the way,
Thank you.
when
Yes.
she moves aside to show you the orb behind her, you saw on a tablet what the jewel of the forest, the crystalline flower, looks like. And what you're looking at is not the same. This flower is wilting, it is sick, and it is glowing with a red crystalline substance that seems to be permeating from its stem and onto its flowers. This is kind of a big problem.
I can see that. May I take a closer look?
Yes, you can roll either investigation or arcana.
Investigation gets me advantage. 15.
On a 15, as you step forward and look into this orb, what normally would be a beautiful flower made of different types of minerals and crystalline structures, all of the veins in it are bright red, the same red of ruidium, and it's running down the veins into the stem that is wilting, and that stem is running down into the bottom of the orb, which seems to be directly connected into the marble-ish ground of the Fey Court itself. So I've been using most of my strength to keep this at bay, but I'm getting tired of it. And
The
needless to say,
ruidium poison.
oh yeah, it's definitely poisoned. And if I just stop, well, let's just say, let me ask you a question, Farron. And she puts a handful of berries in her mouth. Let me ask you a question. Do you know where a significant amount of the magic comes from in your plane of existence?
Do I know the answer to that question?
You would know it's a rhetorical question. It comes from me.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from this flower. Every time winter turns to spring and the vines start to turn from dead to purple to green and flower, well, that energy has to come from somewhere, doesn't it? And it comes from here. I can't begin to tell you how bad it would be for everyone if something were to happen to the jewel of the forest.
I understand.
Oh, come here, look. And she, like, pulls you in to look at the orb as you see Nethiola twist an arrow in the head of an Oni as it, like, screams and dies at his feet, leaving the pieces of his mother's horn that made up its weapon as the weapon finally disintegrates. Well, that was unexpected.
Finally got him.
I mean, tieflings are tenacious. Too bad he's so, tainted by avarice, because that was pretty cool. I'd like to thank him for that. Onis are a pain in the ass.
I'll let him know.
I'm sure you have questions.
I do. And I appreciate the opportunity to ask them. The first being, how long has this been going on? This ruidium in the Feywild?
Recent. It's been pretty recent. It's
Human
why...
years, elf years, or Fey years?
There are no years here, my sweet cousin. All I can tell you is that not too long ago, my beautiful flower was fine. Whatever is happening on Exandria is getting worse, and it's affecting my court. That's where I've sent my husband and the rest of them. Oberon is in the wilds looking for an answer, as well as the rest of my court in their representative places. Leaving me here to enjoy the show, meet my cousin, and of course, continue to give my power over to prevent this curse from taking further hold.
I would like to ask, what do you know and your opinion of the Jewel of Three Prayers?
Oh, the vestige of divergence. Is that how you all managed to survive so far?
Probably.
It is.
I'd like to think it's charm and being tenacious.
Well,
But there could be other influences.
perhaps for you, my dear. Natasha, and she snaps her fingers again.
And friendship.
The power of friendship. Natasha again comes scurrying out, this time handing what looks like a silver disc, very reflective. She hands it to you, Farron, and starts talking about the jewel. It's extremely powerful. It's one of the most... of course, I've been around a long time. During the divergence, there were vestiges left by the primary deities. What they wanted was to give power to those who sought to enact their will. The Jewel of Three Prayers is one of the most powerful of those items. It has the power of 3 separate gods.
It does.
Is that what is embedded in the chest of your friend?
Yes.
Well, that's going to make it harder for me to rip Felix out of there.
You could ask.
That's a good point. I'm not accustomed to it.
It's understandable. Do you think it will be easier to solve the problem here or on the material plane first?
That brings us to our next point. She hands you a small glass bead. Fragile. It shines in the light beautifully, cut to fractalize the pattern as it hits the angles. When you leave my court, you need to walk south towards the sunset. Once my court is far behind you, smash this onto the ground. You will be reunited with your friends. And I have an offer for you.
Go on.
I will gladly send yourself and the human home. For nothing. In return, except the promise that you will do your best, my dear cousin, to find the source of and end the Ruidium curse. Now, if you'd like me to consider passage for your other companions, I may ask for more in return.
I think Farron is honestly very tempted to just smash the bead and go home. This is stupid. She doesn't want to be here. And the others?
Well, one of them I can't claim, nor can my magic do anything for. They've made their choice, unfortunately, and I'm unable to help in any way. Now, the Warforged, we might need to have a bit of a conversation before I let him pass through my gate. But if you use the crystal to reunite with your friends, I would ask even the tiefling, because it killed the Oni that's been a thorn in my side for 1,000 years. He can come too, I guess. Bring them and bring the sapling to my court, and I will provide you all a gateway home. In return, Farron, once the corruption on the material plane has been ended, and you have lived out the rest of your mortal days, you will return to my court in death, and for the same amount of time as I give to all of my members of court, such as Natasha here. After 1,000 years, she will become a full-fledged member, but until then, she simply must serve.
I will give you 1,500 if you can get all of us out.
A fair offer. I trust that I'll see you again very soon.
Soon.
You see in the orb that you've both been scrying in, it turns blood red and swirls around. Oh, well, looks like they're a little too close to my sister. I don't have the ability to view it from here. However, the crystal I gave you will still work. It'll put you right outside of her court, if that's where they're at. Can I do anything else for you before you leave, my cousin? I am still just tickled that I got to meet a pallet elf.
It's been something. I just want to clarify. This is me talking. Hello, hi.
Hi.
I just want to clarify. Breaking the bead will take me to
Wherever your friends are. If
wherever
they're
my friends
inside
are.
of the Unseelie court, then it'll take you right outside the gates of their castle to their court.
Okay. So I can collect everybody.
Except for Rengoku.
That was the 1,500 part, though.
She can't do anything about Rengoku. Her magic can't touch him.
Okay. But we're all out.
Everyone else,
Okay.
as long as you bring the sapling back to the summer court, She will use it to open up a portal for the rest of you.
Errands upon errands upon errands.
She hears you think that. Well, now that you know how to travel here, get the sapling, hold my court in your heart, and I'm only 5-6 steps away.
I look at Pipsqueak.
Boof! Boof, boof, boof! Pipsqueak is eating like Feywild dog food, just like I love this court. I love it.
Did you want to stay here?
I'll go away here.
Or did you want to come with me?
Natasha's given Pipsqueak a belly rub. It's up to you.
It's up to you.
I'll come with you.
Okay.
You never know when I need to bite something. Look how
It's true.
pissed I
Look
am.
at those teeth. They're so scary.
Yeah. Boof!
Okay, I'm gonna just thank you for your hospitality.
Of course.
Your welcome has been very gracious.
I'm pleased to have met you. Oh, before you go, if you happen to come across Gratian Hallowkeeper or your brother Quibellus somewhere here, because I don't know where they are, we can negotiate your contract, and I can go ahead and reduce some of that time. I have words for them.
I will keep that in mind.
Until
Thank
next
you.
time, please travel safely. She touches you on the forehead. You glow for a minute with radiant light. Your tattoos dark against the glow. And as it dissipates, she says, none here affiliated with or adjacent to my court or members of will harm or trick or do anything to you at all. They will simply ask.
Thank you.
You may travel freely in my lands.
I look at Pipsqueak and I say, are you ready to go on an adventure?
Let's go! Ba-boo, ba-ba-boo.
All right, south to sunset.
You and Pipsqueak turn and begin to walk away, and we are going to catch up with the rest of the crew. You stand, the four of you, before a grand building deep in the Feydark, nestled by what looks like eternal moonlight. The only other color you see is at the heart of the throne room inside the main chamber is a deep glowing red. And Rengoku, the closer that you've gotten, the more invigorated you feel. Give yourself a long rest.
Just Rengoku?
Just Rengoku.
We picked up I picked up my mom's horns, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because we just ended, like, after last session, we just ended, like, right as it died. It's okay.
That was the only item he had that didn't disintegrate.
It wasn't a sword, it was just, like, parts of her horns.
Parts of her horns that are razor sharp.
Yeah.
You all feel a disquieting sensation in your heart, in your chest, a tension. Not necessarily a danger sense, but like you walked into a room after two people got done fighting. And you all start to hear in a beautiful feminine voice, sing-song as it is, a call. As long as you're with my dear Rengoku, please enter my court.
I look at everyone and say, you guys could all hear that, right?
Yes, are you going to give us wings?
As you say that, You all are moved physically, as if the ground beneath your feet is warping and you're standing still, and you find yourselves all before a woman sitting upon a throne of ruidium, surrounded by crystals and ruidium emerging from the ground beneath her feet. 14 feet tall, she towers over the rest of you in a stunning and dangerous beauty. The Queen of Air and Darkness, in corporeal form, sits before you on a throne of corrupted ruidium crystal. Everyone but Rengoku is unable to move. Held in place by a modified hold person spell, you all must simply watch. You can speak and you can think, but your body is no longer yours.
Holy
Well,
shit! She has 3 legs.
I have way more than that. And she moves
Gross.
her skirt over a little bit. You see
Oh no, no.
you see a total of 8. There's a reason why the spiders left you alone after I had a little fun.
I'm not even surprised. This seemed like a bad area to begin with.
That was fun for you. It's kind of easy.
I take a knee and I just say shh, like under my breath.
I mean, I didn't vow anything.
You would be wise to follow the advice of your friend. However, Nethiola, right? I will
Maybe.
say your victory against the Oni in my caverns was impressive.
I mean, like I said, it was easy.
For reference to you all, he was never a member of my court. He just... more like an annoying creature that sort of skulks around your caverns every couple 100 years. Members of my court are a little more subtle in their murder.
I mean, whether he was or not, I was still going to kill him.
She addresses you all. Are you all aware of Rengoku's broken oath?
You had an oath?
Please, Rengoku, my dearest. Would you tell your friends of the oath that you broke, Oathbreaker?
My eyes are to the ground and facing to the ground while I'm kneeling. I slowly lift my head and keep my eyes to the ground and take a deep breath. And I would say my voice is slightly trembling. I had made the oath as a warrior that I would never turn from battle. And fighting Velsharoon, I broke that oath at the heat of what I would consider my leader's decision to run. And I did so out of fear, not out of confidence or out of an order, but because I was afraid.
Fear, my dearest Rengoku, is a weapon. And with a whooshing of red energy, your wings are restored. Fear, my dearest Rengoku, is my greatest asset. Speaking of Velsharoon, human, I wanted to thank you. You've made my job so much easier. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Velsharoon has ascended thanks to you. And with his ascension, my power also grows.
No problem.
The Whispered One will eventually come for you all, but in the eons that it may take for that power to rise, I will simply enjoy the fact that I had to do nothing but sit here and watch you do it for me.
So if Elsharoon goes away, do you lose your power?
Oh, humans. They're adorable. Velsharoon can never go away, my silly. He's a betrayer god now, known as the Whispered One.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to
Are
kill him anyways.
are you saying not even you can make him go away?
I don't leave the Feywilds, my dear. But there
Is it because you have 8 legs?
there's a divine gate that prevents any prime or betrayer deities from directly interacting, and the Whispered One is now just below their power. So, nothing for me to necessarily worry about. Rengoku, I have an offer for you. And I say offer out of politeness.
Oh, she waved.
Oh, that was adorable. Look.
Hey, sweet girl.
Hi. That's the cutest thing I ever did saw.
She says good night,
Yes,
everyone.
That's the darn cutest thing I ever done did see.
That's the whispered one.
Yes, the baby's the new BBEG.
It is. That's the Whispered One.
Her name is
That's
Velsha Baby.
Velshabebe.
Did she say that Velsharoon is just below the whispered one?
He is now known as the Whispered One, and his power level is comparable to a lesser betrayer god.
This way he has to whisper. He's not strong
Velsharoon.
enough.
The good news about that is, and this is DM talking for the lore, the good news about that is that would prevent the Whispered One, previously Velsharoon, from directly interacting with Exandria at all. They would now be trapped behind the Divine Gate in their own little pocket dimension as well. So they would be most likely trying to get worshippers, emissaries, and vestiges onto Exandria to exact their will. But you won't find them in a sewer ever again. Just their emissaries.
Velsharoon can't be trusted by anyone. What if his power is given to someone you can trust? Would you help then?
I don't do
Mhm.
anything for free. And speaking of, Rengoku, please stand. You may make yourself comfortable here.
I take a moment and slowly stand, eyes still kind of just at her feet, not actually matching her gaze. And I roll one of my shoulders and let my wings kind of pop out again now that they're healed, but slowly fold them back in just to press my back, and I stand fully upright.
Look, bitch.
I had originally, when you arrived, asked you, Rengoku, to retrieve the heart of the forest for me. I no longer wish for you to do so. I have, and she gestures to her throne and the ruidium on the ground below her feet. I have found something much more powerful. Rengoku, I'm going to send you back. And what I want you to do is find the heart of this ruidium, whatever the cause is of this beautiful corruption. And out of her hand, she presents a dagger made of pure darkness, bellowing as if it is smoke in the air. I would like you to plunge my weapon deep into the heart of the corruption and give it to me. And she grabs your hand, Rengoku, the corrupted hand, and with a cold pain, the dagger embeds itself into the ruidium that makes up your body. You'll know what to do when you're there and the time is right.
I wince at the pain, but I don't let it show. Just my eyes kind of squeeze. A single little baby tear forms. But
Back in there,
I like
tear.
suck it back in, get back in there, and
My tough friend Goku.
I kind of shudder at hearing that, because it reminds me of although challenging and just hard times dealing with my father growing up, with the soft, like, cooing comfort of my mother's voice saying almost the exact same words up until she died. I shudder at that, and all I can get out is, "Yes, my queen."
Very good. I offer now to send you back. If you'd like, I can include the other tiefling. You see, my court welcomes those of us who are cast aside, who are viewed as ugly, as lesser than, as creatures other than people.
Excuse me. I have been accepted by these friends, and I'm quite beautiful.
My dear, you have horns.
And somebody wanted to touch them? Okay? It was very weird, but I let it happen. And I think I'm better for it.
She spits on the ground,
Gross.
and everyone but Rengoku appears outside of her court on the path again. My dear, are you ready to go home?
Am I not able to go back with them?
As we speak, the pallid elf is communicating with my sister in her court.
I see.
I will not speak of the company you keep as long as our contract remains intact, but I would never allow an emissary or ally of my sister's court to take one of mine anywhere.
Understood.
With a gesture, she pulls down a curtain of reality, and a red, glowing doorway appears. You'll have to leave the sapling behind. She snaps her fingers again, and the sapling you've been carrying in a pot also appears outside of her court with your 3 companions.
Oh, okay, with us. Okay. Whoosh. Oh.
I just kind of think to myself, "Oh no, Groot! Damn it!" My
pick up
queen,
baby Groot.
I thank you. I'll be going.
Keep my coin close, and if you need to call me, you know what to do. And she shoves you through the doorway. With that, we go back outside of her court, onto the path, and ask Farron if she is now ready to break the crystal and appear with her friends. You're muted.
Muted.
I think so. When the girl who was there, Natasha. I think I took note of that. I'm just gonna kind of tuck that away.
Roll me a quick perception check before you tuck that away, as you're leaving the court and sort of eyeing up Natasha.
12, but my passive's a 21.
Oh God, that's a good passive. So on a 12, you would still notice this because it's kind of obvious. She was ease peeping the entire time, And especially when the Jewel of Three Prayers was brought up and ECU and Felix were brought up.
Okay. Can I catch her before I leave?
Yes. In fact, the queen is so immersed in her orb, just laughing at people
Her
doing
TV
stuff.
show?
Yeah, she doesn't
Okay.
give a shit. She told you what you needed to do, and now she's just gonna chill here. Natasha is like a page would, dusting shit and kind of just keeping herself busy.
Hello,
Oh, hello.
Natasha.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for the snacks.
Of course, I try to keep fresh options. The queen really likes them to be, stocked daily. So it's the easiest job I've ever had.
I couldn't help but notice that your right ear twitched a little bit when we were discussing a person named Felix. Oh, there it is again.
I used to know someone by that name a long time ago.
Interesting.
Good memories, It's hard to come by when you've been here so long.
If I happen to see Felix, is there anything that you would like me to give to them? Or say?
I'm not sure how they would react. Tell them that if things were different, I'd love to meet them under the old oak tree again.
Okay.
Oh, and take this for yourself. And she gives you a golden hairpin.
Okay.
It's gotten me out of some sticky situations before. I can't really talk much about it here, but I think you're clever enough to figure it out.
I will look at this later.
I have to get back to work.
Thank you. I'm just gonna kind of like whoop out the door.
The sunset is absolutely beautiful, breathtaking, as you walk down the path, and with a solid concept on traversing the Feywilds, that walk is 5 steps before the court is far behind your shoulder.
Gonna look down at Pipsqueak and say, "You ready to go on a rescue mission?"
Burr, 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 burr. Yes.
I got that. I'm gonna drop the bead down and crush it underneath of my heel.
It explodes with a glittery substance that is like reverse cascading upwards instead of downwards. And as the shimmer dissipates, you find yourself standing between these 2 statues, staring at the court of her sister, with a sapling in a pot and no Rengoku.
Why are you here by your... Is the sapling by itself?
No, I'm holding it. I picked it up.
Oh, okay. Great. This makes it a lot easier.
I mean, we still have to go back in for Rengoku. He didn't come out here with... She spat on the floor. She was being really rude. And kicked us out. And, Rengoku's not here. But we got Groot!
That little friend is our way home.
Do we sacrifice?
No. No.
That's
And Taylor's like, oh, okay, snap.
That's right.
It's late.
No, thankfully, there's no sacrifice. Well,
Well,
No, Rengoku's not here.
yeah, he's in the castle with the rude lady.
Yeah, about that. She didn't have a lot of nice words to say about her sister, or you for that matter, for being with her sister.
Oh, me? She was
You,
rude to me.
you and Rengoku are gonna have to fight, aren't you?
I certainly hope not.
Well, if you do, I'll be a ref.
The shadows around Heathcliff form a rudimentary referee striped.
Amazing. I would like to get out of here. And I don't know if you would all also like to get out of here. But according to what was the good queen's name?
Tatiana.
Tatiana. But according to Tatiana, we have a way home, with the exception of Rengoku, who picked a side that she isn't fond of. And I think it goes the other way around too for her sister.
Yeah, she
Neither
probably
is
did.
fond of the other.
I don't know about the sister, but Rengoku fucked up. The
I
girl's
mean, he
pure
got
evil.
wings, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, I don't know if it's beyond a redemption. I hope not.
I think Rengoku will be fine, but that woman is happy Velshruin is back.
Of course she is.
Are there any ruidium veins like out here leading into that castle?
The only ones you noticed were the ones directly below her throne, and they seemed to just be plunging straight downwards. But there's no indication of it anywhere else.
I would tell them about the potential ruidium poisoning. I don't know if you know anything about. I don't know how loose-lipped it was. Your adventure inside the castle was, as it were, but the ruidium problem isn't just on the material plane. It's here, and it's starting to infect everything.
Oh yeah, she had like tons of brown rocks in there.
She had tons of them.
Yeah, it was like all over the place. The same
Did
ones
any of
that.
you touch it?
I mean, I think she stabbed Rengoku's hand or something, but then she spat on the floor after being very mean to me.
I'm gonna like. Thank you. I really appreciate that report. And then I'm gonna look at the other two and be like, do we have any additional information that we could add to our report to make it a little more well-rounded?
We were frozen, or we were held in place as soon as we went in. The only one who could move was Rengoku.
But nobody touched the ruidium.
Not direct contact. If anything, there might have been some veins close to us on the floor,
Okay.
but no one.
Okay, didn't enter your skin in any way.
I look at Nessiola, suspecting of him, if anyone.
Okay.
Did it?
What? I don't know. She was.
Okay.
I was too busy looking at her weird legs.
As long as it didn't, we're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. This is not something that you can. That's light. Are we ready to go home?
It was like looking at the robot's hands, but on legs.
I am gonna look at ECU and say, whoever you choose to be, just know that Natasha would like to meet under the oak tree at some point.
Ooh.
You saw her?
I did. I talked to her. She looks great. I don't know what she looked like before, but you know, she looks great.
Oh, I forgot to put her token on here. Hang on, I'll show you exactly what she looks like. I forgot to do that. That was kind of important. This is what she looks like.
She's hot.
Oh, damn.
That's what she looks like.
No, Robot, if you need any help with women, I do have a girlfriend.
The pages are very
help
well
you.
dressed. They're treated very well.
So
Except
if you are ready to go, we just have another stop to make before we can go home.
I think Rengoku will be okay.
I know he will be okay.
Well,
Physically, yes. Psychologically, maybe. It's like 50-50 right now.
Let's go.
I think we should make a stop back and see Gratian before we leave.
I really miss our apartment.
We never changed the locks. We should really do that when we get back.
Yeah.
We have some major security upgrades to do.
Let's stop and see him.
Okay.
I think I need something.
The key to getting where you need to go is annoyingly follow your heart.
that's easy.
So your heart is going to want to go back to see Gratian, I'm sure. ECU. I know this has been very weird, but whether you stay ECU or whether you stay Felix or become Felix, I think it will be the right choice.
At least Felix is an actual name.
Who are we talking about?
All right, let's go. All right, just follow your heart. Let's go back and see Gratian real
Yep,
quick.
you all follow your heart to see Gratian real quick.
Who's Gratian?
Oh my god, we have to get Ethiola a memory in addition to like translate everything spell.
Poor Nethiola.
I'm just like, I don't care about you.
I got my Groot. All right, we're back
Mike
at the
petting
stove.
his head.
Phew.
Back at the stump, Quibellus is somewhere inside, and Gratian, seeing you all approach, pops himself out. I wasn't expecting you guys to return so quickly. Is everything okay?
I wasn't expecting you to be hiding in a pocket dimension that the Fairy Queen knows about.
No,
It's okay. She already knows. She already knows. She already knows.
Did she?
I'm here. Yeah.
Does she know the coordinates?
No, I don't know the coordinates, so she
Okay.
doesn't know the coordinates.
All right, cool. Then we're good.
Very smart. No. You have to go work it out.
Okay.
You want this tree?
No, we need the tree.
The sapling.
Oh.
Wow. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
We killed the big one. He's small.
He sits on the ground. I was avoiding this.
I'm not going to give you up. You or Quibellus.
Well, my concern is now that I'm known, or have been, then she must know about what I've done to keep my son.
I think she's aware of a lot more.
I don't perceive her taking the ritual well in the first place. It is, after all, necromancy adjacent, and I highly doubt she would let the soul of a high elf leave here in the body of a machine.
Just like looking back and forth between the old man and the robot, not remembering that he told us a story about him being an elf.
I think with enough persuasion and atonement. They seem to be very big on that here. It's honestly really annoying. You might be able to lessen the blow.
I see. I have some things to finish up around here before I go turn myself in, so to speak.
Corbellus would need to go too. But again, I'm not giving you up, and I'm not telling you when or where.
Corbellus.
Just that it is inevitable.
Corbellus will come, or he will try. If he gets too far from this place, he usually becomes lost again. But I will do what I can. Give me time, and I will try to get us both to the court together. I'm sorry, ECU. But whatever happens in her court to you, I can't watch it. I can't lose you twice.
I won't let anybody take me. I won't let anybody hurt my friends.
We won't let anybody take you if you don't want to be taken.
Tatiana is a good queen. Whatever happens, I'm sure it will be done in accordance to her laws, and her laws are just.
I'm sorry, Gratian.
I am too. It was selfish of me. When you died, Felix, I couldn't sleep for months. The meditations that I normally found comfort in every night that rejuvenated me were gone. There was just grief. Your mother had been gone for a while already, and I was alone with my fucking machines. I should have let you go. But I'm glad you're here now.
Glad you didn't let me go. It's given me the opportunity to realize what I have and what I'm fighting for right now, which are these people that are with me. I wouldn't have understood that just as ECU, and I wouldn't have more of a purpose now than I did when you had me awaken just as ECU. You gave me a goal. You gave me things that I needed to achieve, but with no understanding of any of it as to why. And now I understand why. My job, after living so long and having this second chance, is to ensure the future for the people I'm with. I will find a way.
He looks up at you with prideful eyes. I wanted to tell you everything when you woke up, but that's not what life is it? We crawl and then we walk and we make mistake after mistake and we learn as we go. And at some point, we look around and realize that we finally know. And your journey could not have been any different, or else it would not have been a life. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Father.
Now go on, get out of here, you old scamp.
I walk up and give him a hug.
You embrace a frail old elf who has held on to an unlife in this place for far too long. And and you feel for the first time since you've rekindled your relationship here, he's relaxed.
I'll stick a leaf in his back pocket.
I wish there was more I could give you before you go. Is there anything I can do?
As I've been thinking about protecting these kids, there's two things that if you could tell me where to find them in the material world or have any way of obtaining them now, is I'm the only one that can heal wounds and take care of it. Is there any way I can find something to store this magic in for use immediately by one of them? And then, although you've given me this improved Warhammer, is there a weapon that I can use that allows more healing while in a fight?
I would never...
If there is, where can I find it?
Would never have expected you to ask. Firstly, the item you're asking for to hold magic of restoration. I don't have it here, but it does exist in Ankarel. Speak with the owner of the magic shop in the Sigil District. She'll help you. Be wary of the blacksmith. However, their apprentice, they can forge the weapon you seek.
Thank you, Father.
Good luck.
You too.
He gets up slowly and retreats into his home, and you hear the sounds of him going through a lot of items. He's trying to button up any loose ends before he himself has to face the music. You're welcome to remain here if you want to take a long rest. However, you may not need to, considering you're heading to the summer court to get passage home. It's reasonable to assume that Queen Tatiana will grant you the same benefit.
Can I just... Is Corbellus there, or is he, like, in between worlds right now?
He's here. He's downstairs.
Can I go in and see him real quick?
Absolutely. The doors here are never locked. Some of them don't even exist. You head into the downstairs library that I don't have a map for and find your brother reading another old book.
That looks very boring.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's... Oh, sorry, I got a little lost in it. It's dull.
It looks dull.
It's super dull. You can see that it is like the topography of like ancient mountain ranges.
This is the worst.
Well, it's all about ley lines, you know?
I know. I'm sure that's important in its own way to you.
I wasn't expecting you back. What's going on?
You're busted.
Oh. Well, I figured.
She's known for a while.
She seems like a nice lady from what I hear.
They're all fucking weird, dude.
Right, Archfey? What the shit? Why would you just want to stay here? Like, I mean, I get that it's kind of cool or whatever, but we already live long enough. Like, let's get back out of here.
I may have it wasn't accidental. I gave 1,500 years.
What?
Partially to secure you and Gratian not being used as coat hangers as soon as you walk through the door of the summer court.
Oh, psh. That's all, yeah, you know. Good point. He, in a panic, starts going through
You don't have to go right now.
shelves of books. No, I'm not going to go. Not right now. I'm sure I'll go with Gratian because if I'm not near him or this place, I just sort of disappear and end up, lots of different places. Here it is. And he pulls out a book written in a language you don't recognize and opens it up. Hopefully I'll have enough time to discern this. For a chronomancer, 1,500 years might as well be 5 minutes. I will find a way for you to get out of the contract.
It's okay.
Nah, we can make it work. 1,500 years will go by in a flash. Don't worry. Just leave it all up to your old big brother.
I'm not going to get stuck being a plane shifter, am I?
Stuck is a harsh word, but let's just say there's always a loophole.
I don't mind.
If you're going to spend 1,500 years doing anything, it's not going to be feeding fruit to some old woman.
She's not old. She's pretty young.
She's like
all things considered.
million years old.
She looks very youthful.
Yeah, this place is so weird.
Mm-hmm.
The other day I picked up a flower and it bit me. Like, it was just like, and it bit me. Like, what the fuck is this place?
If I could ask, do you have any books on Ruidium? And if you do, I'd like to take them with me.
I only have my notes. And he hands you a small notebook that he keeps in his breast pocket.
Do you want to copy it?
It's all here.
Fucking weirdo.
He gives you a noogie.
I will take the notebook. Thank you.
You're welcome, of course. I'll catch up with you in time.
If you're able to find a loophole, it also includes you being returned back to the material plane. If anybody can find it, it's you.
You always did have confidence in me.
Somebody has to.
Good point.
If you're lucky, maybe you can ask for some type of weird temporary tether so you can watch me kick Ramirez's ass.
Ooh.
Provided we haven't missed this tournament that's happening. I don't know how time works anymore. I don't know how long we've been here, a day, a month, a year, 10 years, and it's an eternity. I don't know what's going to happen when we go back.
I wish I could tell you.
Let's just hope it's only been best case hours, worst case. The material plane is in ruin, and I don't have to deal with the guilt.
Yeah, either way, it's a win, right?
Yeah.
Pallet elves live underground, so, we're always fine.
We'll be fine.
Like little badgers. All right, now, get out of here, you scamp. Get on out of here.
Before I go, this scroll that you left me.
Oh, yeah.
Was 3 charges the best you could do?
Did you read the back?
No arrow indicating to flip it over.
Wait, flip it over.
Or like a page number.
Flip it over and
I pull it out of my bag and I flip it over.
Yeah, it has in common instructions to ritual cast and then it will become a spell you can cast as a 1st or 2nd level spell slot. Or I think it's a 7th level spell, but either way, you can, once your character is strong enough, you can now cast this spell at will.
Okay, instead of just the 3 times.
Yes. You can cast it 3 times using the scroll, which would work even if you're not strong enough magically. And then once your character level is strong enough to cast that level spell, then you can add it to your spells. It's the best I can do.
Put arrows on things.
I mean...
Or, to be continued, like I do in my report.
Yeah, I get distracted.
Or CONT, like continued on the bottom in parentheses.
I'll consider it.
All right.
If I
don't take too long. I think Tatiana is already pretty miffed. You guys were under her nose this entire time.
Yeah, time is something I'm very good at. If I don't make it to the tournament, tell Ramira that she smells.
Gladly.
I'll see you later.
I'll see you later. Sometime.
Anytime.
And I give him a hug, and then we... Can I try to... Does he have any, like, anything, like, semi-precious, like, in his pockets or anything? Like gems or something?
Yeah, he's got a pocket full of Feywild gemstones of random
Can I try
types.
to... Can I try to sleight of hand those?
Yes.
19.
Fuck, alright, I got a 14, so... yeah, you sleight of hand a good bit of them.
I'm only gonna take, like, 5, like, one for each of us.
Yeah, you take 5 Feywild gems. You won't know what kind of gems they are until you get home. They will change into corporeal gems for where you're at, and then you can get them appraised or turned into stuff.
Sounds good. I'm gonna just hold him up and be like, you know, for old time's sake. And I'm gonna stick the gems in my bag.
I let you do that.
Okay.
And then you see, like, he trips over himself and more gems fall out of his pocket. Like, he definitely didn't let you do that. He's super clumsy.
No, not at all.
You didn't see that.
I didn't see anything.
You hear his voice echoing as he walks down the massive hall in this magical library, and he's just sort of singing a song to himself that you all used to sing together as kids.
Time to go. All right. You guys ready to get the fuck out of here? I hate this place.
Oh, yes. Sure. Are you done with the old man and the
Did
other
you get
guy?
any snacks while you were here?
No, I've been holding this tree.
Do you want some snacks?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna go back into the cabinets and pull out a bunch of snacks and give them to Heathcliff and Nethiola. And
Thank you.
oh, can I look in the library real quick before I leave for like some picture books?
Oh, yeah. It's a massive Feywild magical library.
Okay, I just take like 5 or 6 picture books.
Yeah, there's picture books about like the first one is like a like a little young goblin going on an adventure.
Perfect.
The second picture book is a hedgehog that goes on an adventure, and the
This
third
is all cute little animals going on adventures.
the third one is about a hobgoblin who gets lost and then goes on an adventure.
Perfect. All right, I take them. I'm gonna pop them in my bag, and then I have them for Nethiola for when we get back.
Nice pictures because I can't read.
There's words too, dude. We gotta
The goblin one is a
get you up
pop-up
to
book.
speed, man.
Oh,
Yeah, the
yes.
goblin one's
Yeah,
a
you
pop up.
open
Check
it.
it out. Check it out.
Oh, fuck. You almost made me drop my tree.
Oh, don't drop your tree. Heathcliff, did you need anything from inside?
Unless there's a little book about a wizard boy who doesn't know he's a wizard, but finds out he's a wizard and goes on an adventure to a school about wizards.
No, I've only looked at 3 of these books, so I'm gonna look at books 4, 5, and 6 to do. All right, is that a title of one of the books?
I don't know, but I'm good other than that.
They have one about the little wizard boy that could.
I read a book about a vacuum like that.
I'm gonna hand the little wizard that could to Heathcliff.
There's a little wizard that could.
The wizard boy in the cave of secrets.
There's also Ricky Vay's young wizard man.
Let's go home. I'm gonna look at the puppy.
Bow-bow!
I didn't forget about you.
I don't know why I keep barking. I can just talk to you.
You can't just talk.
I got used to the barking, you know.
Can you take us back to the court, please?
Yeah. Follow me. And the dog starts trotting in front of you guys, and
Where Bart goes, I follow.
very quickly, as before, you find yourselves standing in a new place, as if the ground beneath you moves and you stay still peering into her orb, except this time looking very entertained. Queen Tatiana doesn't notice you all enter.
Oh, thank God, she looks normal.
Oh, yeah.
Really
I felt
took the wrong
something.
sister.
I felt something, and then I smelled the stink of putrid Avernus blood, and I figured it would be you guys. God, tieflings.
Yes.
They
I
The
look
smell.
I look at ECU like, oh, it does smell bad.
I'm just gonna look at her and your sprout awaits. The stinking Avernus tainted blood one holds it.
Ah, good.
Oh, she's talking about me. This 2 times today I've been ridiculed for no reason.
Well, I guess we can't just enjoy our shows all the time. She lets go of the orb and it floats by itself away behind the massive orb containing the corrupted flower that you all see for a moment before she stands in front of it again. Lifting her other hand, the sapling removes itself from the pot, roots included.
I grab it.
No harm will come of it, my friend.
You can have it after you apologize.
I apologize that you were born corrupted.
I think I'm pretty cool.
It's not a personal thing.
It does not matter.
Either way, I would put it down if I were you.
I mean, I can't because it'll just float.
It'll float. I'm going to plant it.
There's nowhere to plant it in here. This is concrete.
Give her the tree.
There is.
She needs to apologize.
She wasn't wrong.
You are all so entertaining, and with a flick of her other hand, the concrete in front of her opens up in a circle with very fresh, moss-smelling, loose soil.
I walk around the front to get as close to her as possible before planting it.
The honor is all yours.
I know, I'm holding it.
Would you,
You
like
did
to?
nothing.
Would you like to water it as well?
I figured you're magical and you can do that yourself because we've done all the work here.
Are you still holding it?
No, I planted it.
Okay. You let go within a millisecond of it growing to massive proportions, knowing that if you would have kept a hold of it, it would have blown your entire arm off.
Nice.
It forms itself into an archway with the face of the Ent carved into the apex of the arch. It looks serene, asleep and calm. It is a healthy tree, almost like an arborist has meticulously set it up to form this archway. I'm assuming you all want to go home. There's just one more thing. And she
I
looks...
do not want to sleep with you.
Ha! Oh, how disgusting. And she looks at ECU. Felix Allowkeeper. Welcome home.
This isn't my home, but thank you anyways.
She descends down from the upper staircase where she stands before most people in her court and looks into your eyes with deep sadness. I wish that I was in full control over all of the laws that govern the universe. But I was created by a deity just as the rest of us were. I may be an archfey, and I may be immortal, but I am no god. And when high elves die, their spirits come back here until they are either reborn or they decide to stay here in another form. You may walk through my portal and go home. but you may do so only as an elf or as a machine. You cannot have both.
Or, because I'm so different, why not think outside of the box? Why don't you make me both and allow me to be both? And I can spread your name beyond just this plane. Because although you are immortal and just an archfey, could be more. Especially someone like me who's both machine and high elf.
She gestures to the corrupted flower behind her. If you agree to assist the mission of your pallid elf friend, I will reduce her servitude by 700 years, and I will let you remain in the body you have now. However, when the curse is ended, you will return to me, and you will make your choice. And for that, I will be merciful upon your father, and I will be merciful upon her brother.
I can agree to that.
It is done. And the doorway glows a bright, beautiful, radiant glow. Even the shadows that surround Heathcliff seem to dissipate in its glow.
Tatiana, before we go, one last parting gift, if you don't mind. It's been a long day. We've traveled very far, and I would really love to take some of the fruit back with us and have some before we go.
You may eat your fill here, but it will not survive the journey.
That's fine.
I have a question as well.
Oh, humans! I love humans!
Your sister seems to be tied to Vilsharoon. She gains her power back from him, coming back to the Earth plane, or the plains of our land. How would you recommend dealing with that situation?
One moment. She raises her hand again. The orb glows and produces itself from behind her and flows into the front of her gaze. Let me just see.
I don't think she has a plan. She seems like kind of a cuck and just watching.
I do enjoy watching, yes, but I was unaware of the Velsharoon situation until just now. I can also hear your thoughts, by the way, so please stop thinking that immediately.
I'm sorry, you're very rude. I thought gods were supposed to be nice and cool people.
The
That
orbs...
one lady, she had 8 legs and was super mean.
Oh, which one of you is afraid of spiders?
I'd kill them.
I put my hand on the back of my head. No one here.
Yeah, she only does the 8-leg thing when she wants to freak people out.
He was
Yeah,
super
but it
gross.
worked.
Oh, aha, there it is. And as she's peering in the orb, it starts to glow a strange amber color, followed by a necrotic black. As the orb begins to crack, she gasps and throws it away. It floats about an inch from the ground and skitters itself out of sight. Well, he's ascended now. I wouldn't suggest doing anything other than worrying about the ruidium corruption first. Because to challenge this individual would be to challenge a god.
As I don't think we have the luxury of avoiding it. There might be some personal issues between the party and him.
I will
As you,
say this. The individual now known as the Whispered One is safely locked behind the divine gate for the time being. As a new deity, they have no vestiges, they have no warriors. It should buy you all more than enough time to gather your resources, and more than enough time for me to formulate my plans.
as you know, I'm a lowly human, and
Yeah, look how cute you are. And she like scratches under your chin. Look at that.
I can't possibly help your followers as much as I could without your assistance. Is there anything you could loan me for the time being to help them?
You don't know who gave you that gift, do you?
So what gift?
The shadows that surround you, my dear human, are born of the Shadowfell itself. There is no gift I can give you that would best the strength that is already inside. You simply need to practice.
Well, thank you so much. The gold also works.
Oh, why didn't you just ask? And she, like a super pimp, just makes it fucking rain, like with a ton of gold coins.
Super pimp.
You each get 500 gold coins.
Let's go.
I'm gonna need it to
Don't worry,
forge this
Rengoku. We'll
weapon.
catch up with you. You get shit too.
Should have asked her for gold.
I mean, technically, we did like 3 of those jobs that were like hella expensive.
We just haven't
before we
collected
left.
yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, we haven't gone back.
True.
Weeks have gone by.
That's all I
I don't
have
know how much
on
time
me.
has gone by.
I do like watching humans scurry for gold. It's one of my favorites.
I have one more question.
Sure. You're
I don't-
very entertaining.
I don't remember anything from my travels to this land. I don't clearly remember how I gained the powers or what the cost of gaining them was. Can you tell me?
Only 2 people that I know of, well, I use the word people loosely, are capable of harnessing and giving out powers born in the Shadowfell. The first, of course, is the Raven Queen, and the second would be my creator as well. The creator of all elven kind. One of them must take a liking to you, it seems.
Are they a dick too?
I would consider myself pretty cool.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my
It's
God,
not
they're gonna
personal.
get us killed.
Oh, just wait.
I do respect tenacity.
I bow gracefully, and I shut up before we all die.
That's very, very cute. He knows how to bow. Farron, I trust
yeah.
you gave my message to your brother in Gratian.
It was delivered.
Good. ECU, roll me a perception check.
Muted.
Muted.
All right.
You
You
said
said
that
perception.
one.
Yes.
Not one.
I'm also
Come
gonna,
on.
I'm
Nat
going to
one,
take into
baby.
consideration your passive, but still, Nat 1 would be hilarious.
15.
15.
At disadvantage, not one.
You can't see
10 plus 5.
her fully because she's hiding behind one of the pillars. But you feel her, and you see a beautiful young woman peering behind one of the pillars as if looking in on a group of adults that they're not allowed to be participating with. And you know that it's Natasha. As you notice this, Queen Tatiana looks again at you, Farron. Well, then our business has been conducted. You're free to leave.
I think we're gonna stick around for a few minutes so we can eat some of this fruit. If that's okay with you. And I'm gonna like look very pointedly at Heathcliff and Nethiola. Be like, we're gonna eat some fruit, okay?
If
Sure.
you'd all like a little privacy, I will
No,
resume
you can stay.
my shows.
Thank you.
She starts watching her orb. A different orb. This one's not
So
cracked.
weird.
Gonna start scarfing down a shit ton of food. Give myself one of those little puppy bellies.
Pipsqueak the dog throughout this entire thing has been weirdly well behaved and extremely respectful, just sitting pretty the whole time.
Hmm.
RP question. My dog takes sorcery points to summon, but if I want to summon him outside combat for just story reasons,
You can do that
Can
whenever
I?
you want.
cool. I want to summon my dog to play with her dog.
Perfect.
They
The moon puppy will use mirror image, and now there are 3 puppies.
now there are 3 dogs playing around in the court of the Summer Fae.
You weren't here
I've
last
missed you so
session,
much.
but my dog's name's Eeyore, so
Okay.
ECU's gonna sneak off to where he thinks he saw Natasha.
be safe.
Make good choices.
Don't do
You,
anything.
you
I wouldn't do.
sly robot, you.
You catch up with her as she is making herself busy organizing scrolls. And feeling your presence, she looks around behind her shoulder and turns around quickly and gasps.
Natasha?
I'm sorry, do I know you?
I think you know a part of me. Or
Gross.
used to know me. My name right now is ECU, and I'm here with Farron. But many, many years ago, my name was Felix.
She drops the scrolls she's holding. What happened to you?
What hasn't happened? I've been put into a warforged by my father to accomplish something that I'm still trying to figure out. What are you doing here?
Well, when I learned that you didn't make it home from the war, I spent a long time alone. I found myself living out the rest of my life in a small fishing village, helping them with all of the things a small town needs help with. A high elf with magic like mine, I was welcomed. I never married or had children of my own. A disease took me. I was the only healer, so if I couldn't heal myself, there was nothing to be done. And when I was presented here in front of the wonderful and gracious Queen Tatiana, she gave me a choice to retain my body and mind and serve her as a page until I could become a full-fledged member of her court, or I could be reborn. And I chose to stay.
Why'd you choose to stay?
It's beautiful here. The things that I witness and the acts that I participate in are beyond great. There are scrolls here that have information of everything that's ever happened and ever will happen here and elsewhere if you just know how to read them. And Queen Tatiana is kind to me. Yes, I work for her, but she is not cruel or mistreating of myself or any of the other pages. And of course, if I'm granted seat at her court permanently, then I am an archfey. I am immortal. And once every 10 years, when the veil thins and the gates to the Pallid Grove and to the High Elf cities open, and we all sing and dance together for a fortnight, I'll be able to do that for eternity. She touches your arm gently, and realizing how cold the metal is, doesn't recoil but tightens her grip. Can you feel this?
I can. Yes.
It's so cold.
It is. A lot. A lot of life has left me, and I have now learned that through this long life, I need to find a way to protect it, to embrace it for all those around me. And I hope when your time ends, that you may choose or ask to be reborn. Because life is precious. And I know you know this.
I also know that you have to leave. But how about this? No matter what happens, in 10 years' time, when the veil thins, and you find yourself back home, stand under the old oak tree and join in the dancing and revelry for a fortnight with me.
I'll see you there.
She doesn't say goodbye. She picks up the scrolls she drops, and she walks away.
And I'll head back to my friends.
You would hear the Queen Tatiana laughing with mouthful of food as she's watching humans do stupid stuff. This one just dropped a brick on his foot. Look at him. He keeps saying ouchie doozy. How cute is that? They only live for 80 years. Isn't that? Oh, it's precious. 80 years. Like just running around doing stuff. You know they build cities and shit in 80 years? It's crazy.
Pretty wild. You haven't been to the material plane lately.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that. The portal's gonna close like 2-3 minutes, so you might want to pop it out. Otherwise, I'm not gonna open it back up till tomorrow. I'm off.
You have very bad social skills.
Yeah, okay. And then she snaps her fingers and shoves all of you through the doorway with a massive gust of magical force.
Does that cause any damage?
Surprisingly, it does the opposite. I'm going to
Okay.
tell you all what it does because I need
That
to
long
Hellish
rest.
rebuke anyways. Hellish rebuke anyways.
legendary resistance,
Dumbass.
of which she has
Their
5.
action.
I was just gonna ask for a high five.
You all travel through a corridor of radiant light as we catch up with Rengoku. Rengoku, your corridor is not radiant. It is red. The same deep red as the Ruidium curse, the same deep red that made up the throne that your queen sat upon, the same deep red that colors your flesh. And as you step to the other side, the redness dissipates into a pale light, and the smell of smoke and fresh meat being cooked on a fire as you appear in the small apartment underneath of the tavern in the heart of Anchorel. A moment later, your friends appear, as if stepping through a doorway made of radiant light itself. And again, this journey leaves you all changed. Not only do you get the benefits of a long rest, but please level your characters up.
Go.
Go! All right.
Phew.
Oh man, which one should I do?
There are 3 days worth of newspapers on the table left out for you by your, well, Farron's best BFF,
Ralamir.
who said he would keep you updated.
Oh, God bless.
You have all only been gone for 3 days. The tournament is in 3 more.
Okay. Whew.
Wow.
And that's where we're going to leave it off tonight, other than leveling up and talking about our characters and shit, because that was real heavy and I don't want to be sad anymore.
Were you sad? I was getting ridiculed and insulted.
It's hard to be mean.
You got pop-up books out of it.
He did get pop. I got 3
Like
pop.
some
I don't
really
give a
good ones.
I wanted to fight a god.
I'm writing down the 3 pop-up books real quick so I don't forget. No, that was nuts. You guys escaped the Feywilds, are back in the city of Anchorel, and with an invigorated sense of purpose.
And
I
we
don't
can
get
fit
any-
level spells.
I don't get anything for leveling.
So wait, real quick, since we're going up a level.
Yeah,
if
I'm ending
at
the
level-
session. Like we're still, but like we're gonna talk about your characters leveling
Okay.
up, and if you have
Yeah.
questions about certain things, like we're still gonna
Yes.
do that.
We're taking the ability score improvement, not the feat, correct?
No, I will assign feats before next Saturday that are narrative for you all.
Okay.
Ooh.
Thank
But
you.
you will be getting feats.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because I don't really want a multi-class. I don't think. I don't know. I've never played like a full.
This
I
feels
wanna-
good.
Yeah, I feel like I want to dip in something, but I'm gonna wait.
Rengoku, in your pocket, when you appear, you have 500 gold worth of red gems of different kinds. There's an agates, there's just different kinds of red jewels.
Cool. Since we're on me, really quickly, can I get some more information regarding this dagger that was essentially shoved into my body?
Yes, it's made completely out of shadows, as if it is made of the body of the Queen of Air and Darkness herself. It is not a weapon you can use in any way. It is basically extension of herself that she wants you to insert in the heart of the ruidium, where whatever that is.
Okay.
That will, in her mind, hopefully wrest control over the corruption or the being creating the corruption and give her more power and opportunity in the material world.
Got it. Okay.
Her ultimate goal, and the ultimate goal of the Unseelie Court, is to create a quote-unquote peaceful empire under a roof of darkness in the Feywild, where no more are goblins and hobgoblins and kobolds and tieflings thought of as lesser than and or evil or gross or weird. Everyone under the dark sky in her Feywild is corrupted in the same way. They are all equal in corruption. There is no more good. There is no more bad. There is just chaos, beautiful chaos.
Hmm.
I wonder what Greater Restoration would do to Red Goku.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh. Dio's like, wait a second.
Rules is written, I think it only... I gotta look into it.
One curse.
Yeah. I would say, as a DM, I would be weary of removing a Ruidium curse from an individual when very soon you're going to be very, very deep underwater for an extended period of time.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, let's not do that, please.
Fine. Fine. Oh, I like this.
Yeah, because the Ruidium curse is emanating from the Elixian wherever he's trapped, and he's underwater, a side effect of being in possession of a Ruidium object, crystal, or being directly corrupted by Ruidium means you can breathe underwater. Well, ECU, you have a swim bladder. It's canon from episode 2, so like you don't need to. You don't need to.
I don't need to breathe. So
no, you don't need to breathe, and you have a swim bladder, so you can control your depth, and all the bubbles come out of your butt.
I've never played this high into like 5th level spells, so I'm like, oh god, what do all these things do?
Oh, whoop whoop,
Yeah.
whoop whoop.
Nice.
What up?
Well, I get scrying. Nice.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Oh, maybe
Storm
I can
King's Thunder was a hard first game to try to DM.
Oh yeah.
give Nathiola a holy weapon.
The whole section of that book is like, make up whatever you want.
Well, oh god,
And
you
just
can't.
have fun.
Jesus. As like a person who was very much a new DM, like I remember the very first time I DM'd anything, I was like, how could anybody ever do this? This is so hard. You can't just do that. Like, and it was the module. A lot of adventures and modules just aren't written great for people who are just starting out. There are very specific ones that I would suggest, but that is a challenge, I think, for people who want to DM for the first time. There's not a lot of stuff out there that's been vetted for, like, I have no idea what I'm doing and I still want this to work.
Yeah, it's really just Lost Minds. That's the only thing I could find for new ones.
Grammy's Apple Pie, I will suggest so highly.
It's so fun. And I'd like to run it for very new players because it's, like a nice introduction and very open-ended. It's a lot of fun. And it's like a 2-shot.
Super fun.
It's supposed to be a 1-shot, but we always make it longer than 1 session.
Well, yeah, but there's a whole ass wizard tower. That wizard tower itself could just be 1 session.
Oh, I made that. Like, that was me, like, mapping it out. There was not supposed to be, like, that many floors. I was like, what if they get really nosy and start looking around? Like, there was, like, an aquarium floor and, like, a big sewer and, like, 2 huge libraries and observatory. It was great. And they didn't explore any of it, so...
Nope. I think we explored like 2 floors, and then we were like,
they were like, wow, a bunch of scrolls. Can we have them? And I was like, no, because they're not yours.
I had so many notes. These were all my notes.
Wow.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, so another DM trick. I use graph paper. I think it helps keep things organized, and that way, like, you can have different sections for, like, your scratch notes and, like, sections for, like, your additional info stuff, and then you can kind of keep things, like gridded out. And if you have really shitty handwriting like I do, I find the graph paper is very helpful.
Nice.
Ooh, I get 4d6 now for sneak attack.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
I got
And-
nothing.
I don't have to.
I'm just cool.
Right? I mean, you
No,
took your
mine didn't do
ASI.
anything.
Oh,
I got
for
a
level
rock.
8? I got a rock.
We're level 9.
But
right?
you're all gonna get a feat
Yeah,
that would
before
be
next
level-
week, so don't worry.
Yeah, we're level 9 now.
We're level 9.
Wait, what?
You've
Yeah,
been
we're
level
level
8
9.
for like 3 sessions?
I just leveled up to level 8.
Yeah, no,
No,
you're level.
well-
You're level all level 9.
Oh, god damn it! I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was
So
gonna do
I
level
don't
9.
get
Farron
shit for level
nerfed
9.
yourself.
Oh shit! I
Oh,
was
no.
playing as level 7. And I was
Man.
like, I get my ability score improvement.
Dude,
Oh
that
my
just
goodness.
goes to show how good of a tactical player you are, because, like, you're a whole level behind and
God.
you didn't get super died.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Nice.
I
That's
was like
good.
really excited about the ASI. I was like, oh, that's so fun. Like, I'm just gonna up my dex.
That's why she hides in the shadows. She's like, I
Uh-huh.
don't want to get hit. I don't have.
I can't
I
get
have
hit.
no clue. I'm just a baby. I'm so squish.
I'm just a little baby. I don't have any money. I'm
Okay,
a little
all right.
baby.
I can pay you in blocks. Okay. I get a thing DM that says I can spend a minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat to learn information about capabilities. The DM tells me if the creature is my equal, superior, or inferior in regard to 2 of the following characteristics: intelligence, wisdom, cha, or class level.
Sweet.
And I also know a piece of the creature's history or one of its personality traits, if it has any.
Oh,
So
helpful.
you just stare at somebody for a minute. You're like, he a bitch.
You just size people up like Jason Bourne now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sherlock Holmes.
That's very
That's
cool.
right.
You guys are dangerous at this level. If level 20 can challenge a god, then you're almost halfway there.
So we're a demigod.
I would say at level 11 or 12, you are very
Pretty
close.
Damn, I really was like underpowered here.
Like at this point at your level, you guys would be like the strongest warriors that most people have ever met. Like people would start writing fucking tales about you.
Right, my Odyssey.
Yeah,
Do we have
Yeah.
a bag of holding?
yeah, we do.
You already have a bag of
I
holding.
have it. I
We
think,
should
right?
Whoever
Yeah.
I share it between everybody because like if somebody I just like that's silly. I'm not gonna be like, well, you didn't have the bag of holding, so you dropped all your shit in the Feywild. No, you gave it to Farron at some point because like of course you would.
I'm
Nice.
responsible.
Yeah, that's
I
such
was
a
just
boring
thinking
way
we
to play
should-
D&D too. Be like, every item you have, you better keep track. I only make you eat your horse if it's obvious. Like I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do that for like items and shit when someone has a bag of holding.
We should
Swear to
gather our
God,
money
if we have
together.
to eat bark. We don't need to gather our money together. We did those like 3 of those jobs are like 1,000 gold, 1,500 gold.
Yeah, we just have to go cash them in now. Like we can go back to the halfling at the casino for 2 of those jobs, right? Because we can pin it on that dragonborn guy.
Yep.
And then we got the monster that was eating the children in the sewers. That was the Oni.
Yep. Those were.
There's one more.
Necropolis investigation. Wild Mother. There was a thing for the temple as well.
That one I don't think we did yet.
No.
No, that one was the one the
that-
monks were getting beat up or something, right?
Yep. So that's a 2 for 1. I haven't.
Yeah,
written
that's the
down.
dragon guy.
You have jobs to hand in to the owner of the casino and jobs to hand in to Prolix.
We gotta fight Jake's dad. We gotta go find my dad.
And then there is a
Cool
tournament
scar.
in 3 days, and the town is going to be starting the revelry. So next session and for the next couple days, there's going to be parties everywhere in Anchorel. It is a desert city, of course, but it's going to be very, very lively, getting ready for the great tournament to occur. And you guys are looking at quite a bit of gold once you get paid.
We gotta change the locks on our apartment and kick Prolix out.
Dude, I totally forgot that there's a person that looks just like Nethiola
Yeah,
with
but
a
he has a
scar on his
scar.
face that looks like
Yep.
it might be his dad. I
Yeah.
totally forgot about that. Holy crap.
But we'll have to kill your dad first. But
Well, hopefully his dad
Ethiola's
wins the
dead.
tournament before he dies,
Nethiolar.
because I have 50 gold on him.
Nethiolar. Nethiola's dead.
So we definitely need to get that item made for ECU as well
Yep.
by
You
the
have
apprentice.
Key information to not trust the blacksmith, but trust the blacksmith apprentice.
I'm letting ECU know now. I'm stealing that ring.
Maybe
I've been
we can get 2.
I've been searching for the ring for like 6 months.
I mean, you also don't forget. Some of you have jewels. I think ECU has a
I
pocket
do.
full of
Mhm.
jewels. I think you have a pocket full of jewels.
You got a pocket full of sunshine.
Yeah, they're not diamonds. None of the jewels are diamonds. They're all different, like
Good.
sapphires and rubies and precious gems. But you can get them appraised either at the blacksmith or at a magic shop. Really, any place that buys and sells things will appraise and buy your jewels. So you'll have gold for that too. You can also get jewels infused into items, and depending on the person who does it, it gives different magical properties.
Oh, that's nice. Is that a homebrew?
Yes.
Cool.
Question: did Bark make it through the portal and is in the existence plane now?
you mean Pipsqueak.
Pipsqueak.
Bark is what I
Pipsqueak,
call
yeah.
a mirror dog.
Yeah.
No corporeal dog. But
Oh.
you see the pitter patter of little in the dust on the ground, little paw prints, as if there's a dog walking
A
around.
ghost dog? It's a ghost dog?
Man, is she invisible?
Ooh, I guess we'll find out next week.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Okay, here's the deal. I need to find some weird, annoying guy that talks way too much, and I need him to take out my eye.
With an ice pick.
Oh no!
Dude, I was listening to I have like a Skull Candy Skull Crusher headphones that have like super bass and shit that I game with, and the sounds of the eye being gouged out made me nauseous, like physically nauseous for a second. I was like, oh,
No,
whoever their sound engineer was, like that was some squelching. Like holy
it brought me
shit.
back. It brought me back to like the bedside surgeries we would do.
So
Oh.
squishy.
How far are you guys?
Anybody fucked the bear yet?
No. I
Got the what?
really like was unhappy with finishing the Gauntlet of Shar, so I went back 4 hours and tidied some things up, and now I'm gonna do finish up the Gauntlet of Shar.
It's a shutdown as soon as you finish.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
didn't realize that, and I was like, oh, I should do a couple of things, and it's like, no, you can't, and I was like, fuck.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're shut.
Yeah, once you
down
leave
second.
like the axe, like you can't there's no point in going back.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I got a couple of really good things. I found like I gave Will some like weird like necromancer powers from some creepy book we found.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The one
Um,
with the face on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
so
like the Necronomicon.
yeah, so he's got also spoilers if anybody's still watching for Baldur's Gate 3. So we did that, and then I finished up I don't know, did anybody go see Auntie Ethel at the tea house?
Of course.
Okay, finished that up.
Did you get her hair?
I didn't get her hair.
See, if
That-
you let
that
her
was
live,
sick.
you get her hair, and you get a permanent boon of any ability score of a plus
Nah, I
one.
killed that bitch.
See, I gotta start over completely. Like that, I think I have to, because like I made my character as a joke because I started Baldur's Gate on stream and ended up being a really shitty monk orc, and like
Ooh.
I made it all the way to fighting the God of Death, and like I tried for hours. I got all the way down to at one point the God of Death had like 10 hit points left, and I got TPK'd. I think at this, I think I need to start the fuck over and actually
I think
optimize
you're
my
right. I
characters.
think it's because you lost Shadowheart.
And I also spent hours doing whatever was
Shadowheart
funny.
baby.
Oh, not only did I leave her, but I killed her and took all her clothes and everything. I was like, fuck you. Don't attack me, bitch.
Dude,
Yeah.
she's so hot. Why would you do that?
Monks only get strong at the end, like the beginning of Act 3, because you have to find specific things to make the monk strong. Like once you build a monk, and then you have to add a couple extra things of rogue into it, and
Yeah.
it lets you attack like 8 times per turn.
Holy
I
crap.
Once you
saw
can do
that build. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a full playthrough with that build on my second run, and it was awesome. But
Pretty awesome.
I sucked the first all of Act 1. I didn't do anything because I kept missing.
It's tough, even when like especially if like you waste all your key points, because like if you roll well in as monk, it's crazy awesome. You just punch people 100 times and they die. And my monk has a quarterstaff that can topple, so like topple is the shit. Like he's pretty bald. I keep calling him Bulbasaur. His name's Barbasol because he's bald.
Oh my god.
He's not a bad build. It's just like I can't beat this fucking boss, and I think it's because none of my characters are optimized. Like, because I just basically
None of them can heal.
Yeah, because without Shadowheart, I don't have a healer.
Yeah.
That's good.
I didn't know that if you just let her make her own choice, she'll make the right one. I didn't trust her, and I argued with her, and then she fought me, and I was like, so first I was like, okay, I'm going to toggle non-lethal damage, I'm going to knock her out, and then I'm going to carry her back to camp and be like, the fuck is wrong with you? It won't let you. So I knocked her out, but it won't let you pick her up. So I was like, okay, I'll throw a healing potion at her, and then she'll just come with me. But she just immediately attacks you again. So I left her knocked out on the ground naked and was like, fuck you, and like just like went back and went through the portal. I was like, you don't even get any clothes, bitch.
Question: did you, aside from Corey, because I know Corey's gotten past, and I think Nate probably has too, but have you guys gotten to the point where you're working with Starion to like meet up with the vampire lord or whatever?
In Act 2 or Act 3?
I think is that Act 3?
It's Act 3.
I'm still in Act 2. I haven't closed out yet.
Yeah, technically I got to Baldur's Gate, and then Kyler and Ryder like wanted to play other games, so we just haven't got back into it. There's like so much stuff to do like in Baldur's Gate that like
it's like a whole other game.
it's hard to like focus on the story when you can literally do anything.
Yeah, once you get to Baldur's Gate, so like in Act 1, it's very wide, right? There's so much to do, like across, it's huge. In Baldur's Gate, it's deep, so there's like multiple levels and buildings. So it's not this huge area. It's not that big. Like it's
but
big,
there's so much
big,
like to
but
talk
there's
to and
so
people.
much.
And...
Yeah,
it's like a straight up city. Like
a
like
lot
that's
to
how
do.
city, like cities are like that. Philly's like that. Like
yeah,
it's
like
dense,
you're
but
all the way
everything has
from
layers.
Right, they're all the way from like a dungeon and underground cavern network all the way up to the top of a tower, like and
crazy.
everywhere in between. It's nuts, and like there's an underwater prison. Like there's so much.
That's really awesome. I
put a lot of work into the game. It's great.
I'm currently in the prison of the moon tower.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like figure that whole thing out.
You're trying to free the tieflings now?
And the gnomes, yeah.
And the gnomes? Yeah, I skipped that whole thing. I just went right for fucking that guy up. I'm like a monk murder hobo.
I'm on a third playthrough right now, and I'm playing Dark Urge.
Nice.
And
you just eat everybody?
I'm a storm sorcerer / tempest cleric. So
and you just do all the evil options?
And max damage with all lightning spells.
That's funny.
Love it.
That's pretty funny. It's always satisfying doing like a playthrough where you just make all the most evil, horrible choices. Like you're just like,
Yep.
I don't do that. My first playthrough, I have to like be kind of me a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of a nice guy, so I can't be like too evil. But I also
That's
am
villain.
apparently I'm a murder hobo, and I didn't realize it.
I don't have it in me to play a bad guy. So I decided I'll play a co-op bad playthrough with Corey. And that's how I had to get through it. Because if I'm playing by myself, I'm like, nope, don't like that. Don't like the feeling.
Nope.
Time to go back. Time
Feels
to go back.
bad, man. Feels bad.
I have no
I've-
problem.
I've
playing
played
that guy.
the Mass Effect trilogy probably
Uh,
20 freaking times, and I've never once played a bad person.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
me either.
it's
Yeah, it's
well
bullshit.
because they really make you feel so bad in that game. They're just like, all right, you're laying it on thick because I'm being evil. Like you're making it this not fun.
Do you want to squash this bug? No, I don't.
No, I do not. No
Yep,
squashing.
I absolutely do.
I think so far my favorite character that I've met is Steelclaw. I like her a lot. The little kitty cat at the moon tower.
Oh,
Great.
the hairless one, the Sphinx one.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's a
I-
dick.
No, I love her. She's like, I'm going to devour their innards, and I'm like, yes, get
She
it.
was mean to me.
Dude, I own cats, and if you own cats, that's what they think. They are evil
Yeah.
creatures. They want to eviscerate things and play with their kidneys.
Play. I'm going to roll around in its innards. I'm
Are
like,
you guys
oh,
eating?
yeah.
Are you guys eating the worms?
Oh, as
I only
many
had
as
one,
I can
and I'm like kind of scared to do more because like everybody's like, don't. Everybody disapproves, and I'm like,
I
oh,
don't
peer
care. My
pressure.
brain-
Oh, like
Just
the
do
temples?
it.
get. My brain
Mhm.
is full of
Oh,
holes.
dude.
Just do it.
You get so much power.
Oh.
Dude, once
You
you,
get
get the once you get the elevated or the enhanced one, it's like next level, dude. My guy's so fucking OP.
Yeah, I don't care.
Mhm.
You
I'm
get to like fly
I'll do
and
that
shit.
like with my like middle of the line person.
yeah,
I'm playing
my brain
like
is full of holes.
like I'm playing a tiefling rogue right now, so that's
You would. You
part of the
would.
course, right? Yeah, but that 35 was really nice with that roll.
That was nice.
Yeah,
There's
that
a,
shit.
there's a lock in
bonuses.
Baldur's Gate. There's a lock in Baldur's Gate that is a minimum 30 roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that when I was in the in the Shar Tower. It was a 30 roll, and I got a 35 on it, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's in the city. There's like multiple safes,
Oh my
and
God.
they're all 30.
Yes,
You're
fucking
like,
A.
oh shit.
I'm so excited.
We'll say
There's a couple I couldn't get. I was like, God damn it.
Well,
if you
I haven't stacked, so I have a minimum plus 10 bonus for
Mhm.
anything with thieves. So that's pretty cool.
No.
Hoping to get more.
30 is
Don't
considered
ever-
an impossible DC. In the Dungeon Master's Guide, it has
Yeah.
like DC levels. 30 literally says the word impossible.
That's the highest it accounts for, right?
Yeah, it doesn't like if you roll
Yeah.
30, you get it. You can have that fuck like because statistically, it's really hard to stack up to get a 30, no matter what build you have.
Mm-hmm.
But she can't get less than like a 14 on certain things.
Unless I get a critical fail, like a 2 bumps me to like a 17, which is great. But only for certain things. If you
You
need me to talk to somebody,
You guys
no.
have any questions about your level ups?
You?
I want to look at mine. Do you mind if I do mine throughout the week? I'll just let
dude.
you know what I do.
Yeah, dude, take your time.
yeah,
I
good,
just be
good for
level
you for
12?
getting stuff.
I didn't get anything. It's got a 5th level spell, but I want to read into all of them before I make a decision.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's
Yeah.
a lot.
I just got health increase.
Well, you
So I
need it.
needed it.
You'll get a feat as well. Everyone will get a feat, which will significantly boost your abilities.
Do we
As
get
long
to
as it-
discuss this feat, or is it one you're just?
Oh, I'm just giving them to you.
Or is
I'm
that,
going-
can I be invulnerable?
They're dependent upon your character choices thus far in the game.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Corey's like,
Oh.
is there a glitch for it though?
We're gonna come in next week. He's like, Nithyola, your feat is to read.
Yeah, you have the literacy feat.
Comprehend languages.
Right? There are
Yeah.
there are a couple literacy based feats that are pretty good though. Like,
Mhm.
like one of them is you can after a certain amount of time read any language, and like that's super helpful. There's another-
Nithyola, you can read now and you can remember people's names.
yeah. get a feat where Nethiola stops back talking to the immortal creatures.
And they was being rude.
I was gonna
Fuck
put a
'em.
shadow muzzle on you.
No, I honestly love that Nethiola is like, no, fuck you. It's like it's very Nethiola, and at least Queen Tatiana is fully entertained by these mortal creatures who do anything.
It's true.
They're just like she's very entertained.
No, the bitch spat on us. Fuck her.
It's kind of rude to be entertained by a person like that. You know what I mean? Like she just doesn't consider any mortal creature to be worth anything other than entertainment.
It's true.
Whack.
Very true.
Fairies are evil and shit. It's not. So it's my Feywild is not the Critical Role Feywild, nor is it the D&D Feywild. It's more based on the actual lore of the actual Fey from old Irish and English books and teachings, where they are as beautiful and seductive as they are dangerous and untrustworthy.
That's awesome. I like it. I like it
too. Sweet. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Of course, feel free to DM me with any questions about leveling up or what's going on in the campaign or your character. From us to you, if you're still watching in the chat, thank you again for being part of the Explorer's Guide to Everything, where we play Dungeons and Dragons and do lots of fun things. We will be back next Thursday for Taldore Unlimited. Until then, have a great night.
Hell yeah,
Happy New Year.
GG's.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Here.